the Wendy Williams Show.
My studio audience, staffers, and the virtual audience at home. I'm doing okay. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. I've had the busiest morning. I got up the usual time, like 5:45, and jumped in the car, and I've been, very busy promoting my Lifetime movie and documentary. And I was on Good Morning America this morning. Yup, that was me in an expensive dress. Willie told me to tuck the tags. You know what that means. Back to the showroom it goes. I can keep this lovely cashmere DVF though. Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much, Amy and George and Robin, for the attention. To me, when I watch TV and I feel, when I realize that peers that my career was shaped by, kind of, sort of, are now my people, it's still weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. This is a sneak peek of my documentary, which they commented on afterwards. They had a copy of the movie and the documentary, or just the documentary or whatever, but we mostly focused on talking about the documentary. But here's my documentary without them talking about it. We'll talk.
I have a career for over 3 decades talking about people, and now I'm being talked about. Oh, Wendy's not well. Life has caught up to her. Get the here.
Hi, I'm Wendy Williams, and I'm a radio personality on Kiss FM.
She is like Howard Stern, who leans into controversy and feuds.
People hate her for what she does, but they love her for what she gives.
Wendy, why do you diss people?
Get off the camera. I told you this is my show. Move.
Wendy is known as the most honest interviewer, brutally honest.
I think it was pure fascination of what is going to come out of her mouth next.
I do Hot Topics. I don't live Hot Topics.
Kevin was her manager and one of the exec producers of the show.
It's hard not to talk about because you're going to read about it. She'd lose your credibility if she didn't.
Wendy Williams has officially filed for divorce after almost 22 years of marriage.
She's out there delivering Hot Topics. She now becomes the Hot Topic.
She could forgive an affair, but an affair with a baby, that's it.
The only business me and Mr. Hunter are involved with is getting a divorce finalized. This is the culmination of everything. Everything.
A Lifetime original documentary, Wendy Williams, What a Mess. Premieres Saturday, January 30th at 10. Only on Lifetime.
When I watch her, I just say to myself, I can't believe how fearless I am. And I can't believe how many people have been drawn into my situation over the 12 years that I've been here entertaining you on television. Welcome to Hot Topics, Sharina Hudson. Getting out of my car with my money. Good morning, Journey. She'll be almost I think she'll be 3 next month, don't you know? Good morning, Kelvin. It's my truth. You heard Andy Cohen talking. You'll see Andy Cohen on it. Suzanne is in it. My big boss, they sign my checks, literally. Mort Marcus. Mort, That was you talking. Welcome to Hot Topics. Anyway, so, oh, by the way, our dating game reviews are really good from you all. I appreciate you all for paying attention. Joelle, how are we looking over there in the application process? We're looking good. Okay, I have a date tonight, by the way, with my dating app. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you where I'm going, but I'm going out tonight. And it's really weird how people talk about the desperation of it all. Like, who's desperate? I'm not, you know, I've spent a large part of my youth. I'm not gonna waste it. You know, you sit around, be a deadbeat, and you know, I like the company of a man.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And we talked on my office phone, not the burner phone, because we're mature. And I'm not gonna tell you his name or exactly where he lives, but he lives close enough. And he enjoys, well, he told me the types of food he likes. And so I said, do you mind if I pick the place? And then, you know, I told him that, you know, then he can order what he wants. He doesn't have to be insulted. But now forget the date. I'm thinking about the food. So I got home just in time last night, because yesterday was another very long day here at Wendy. We work. Anyway, so, but I got home just in time to eat my steamed burger. I didn't eat the whole thing. I like when they steam them. I stopped at the Hole, Jackson Hole. You know. And they steam their burgers, and then they saute the onions, and I didn't even have ketchup or anything on it. And I'm laying in the bed, and I'm, you know, biting and watching, and I'm watching. I devoted myself, I tried, to The Bachelor, but Matt is so ridiculously undateable for me. Maybe for you. For me. No, I don't think he's how you doing. I've already talked to you about this, art department. Oh, that was Marco? Oh, that was, okay, of course. Anyway, but here's what I noticed, because I was thinking I was seeing the same thing, so I was back and forth between that and Love and Hip Hop. Safaree, we'll get to you in a moment. But there are 5 new women that showed up. And I said, this is how boring Matt is, that you have to just keep having women show up. Even the queen, the girl who calls herself the queen, even she was dumbfounded and taken aback by these new women who were introduced. And all the girls are nice-looking girls. One girl accused one of the new girls from the 5 new women, one of the old girls that was in the house accused the new one of being an escort. Oh. Well, all of a sudden, even Safaree couldn't top that. So, right. So I stayed, and I'm watching, and I'm thinking, what is Willie gonna put me in for Good Morning America tomorrow? And I look out the window at the Colgate clock, and I'm like, oh, they finally put new batteries in the Colgate clock. And I'm thinking, I can't believe this is my life. Right. You know, in a good way. Right. It's supposed to be so big time. You know, 35-something years in the business and 12 years on TV with my own name in lights. And I am sitting home dropping sauteed onions on my sheets, picking them up like this. And I dangle, and the girls, they like to watch the TV with me. They like the sauce. And then they say, Mom, you can have the onion. And I put the onion in the bag to throw away in the incinerator myself. And I say, what a good life. In a weird kind of way. Anyway. One of the ladies accused the other one of being an escort, which is totally different from having the dating game or being on a dating app. Now, take a look.
I actually was getting messages from people in Chicago, and just kind of them saying, like, watch out for this girl. That, like, you're an escort and all this stuff.
Wait, you were telling people in the house that?
I think that's an awful thing to say about someone, and I want to apologize. But also kind of give you the space if you wanted to talk about, like, why people were sending warnings about you when I literally have never met you.
No, I'm not an escort. Like, it's just, like, so ridiculous to even, like, say that. Like,
okay, first of all, who's gonna win the fight? This girl right here with the brown hair will get you Blondie physically. You stop messing around. And I was asked in our morning meeting, in between Good Morning America and Here's Wendy, we squeezed in a meeting, and I was asked, what's wrong with being an escort? I said, are you kidding me? An escort is another word for being a whore. Even by women, like, we think that. There's nothing wrong with being a stripper, because unless you go back to the boom boom room, a stripper is just a woman who's doing something temporarily to get to a better place. You know, a person on an app, depending on the apps that you go on, and also depending on, I know that there are people who do horrible things and use apps. And I told my date tonight, look, let me just tell you, I'm carrying my Supreme wrench.
Yes.
He said, what, do you need a wrench? Because I have the electrician coming over. I said, no. He said, no, it's at one of my properties. I said, oh. I had to get off the phone quickly because I heard Brendan saying, 9 minutes to air, 9 minutes. I hadn't had my wig on. I hadn't changed my necklace to my How You Doing necklace that was gifted by Leah Remini, who's a guest on The Wendy Show today. I always tell you, if you give me something and it really is endearing and stuff, then, and you include your telephone number too, by the way, regular people or my celebrity friends, I'll call you back. But anyway, so I keep this in my office, and from time to time I wear it out, but mostly I don't wear it out because then men have to get too close to say, what does that say? In the meantime, I know what they're looking at. You know what I mean? Like, this is for after church. This is for if you're going to church. You know, so it's just skin. This is too complicated. HYD with a question mark. And it came in a red box. And you know the things that come in red boxes. She's got money in a brand new show. She'll talk about it. So anyway, so after I realized who's going to win the fight, and I analyzed that an escort, she's been with her same boyfriend, she was with him when she was 16, her first love. Now she's 23 years old, and she does want to get married, and she's very, very single. And so I went back into the gutter with Love and Hip Hop. So last night, there were a few different things going on. Eric, no, you can put the picture back up. Eric, by the way, Greg at Good Morning America is a super fan of yours.
Of mine?
Yes.
Oh. Really?
Yes. Greg said that he loves you. Like, every time he sees you at your podium, he can't believe how much hard work really pays off. His own work and your work. And he watched both the movie and the documentary. He was the pre-interviewer.
Yeah.
He says, I watch and read everything.
Oh, Greg.
He's like Joel. He's got a family and the whole bit. Erica Mena. Erica Mena explained that Safaree doesn't want to have any more kids. Why? Well, take a look. All right, there are a few different things going on here. First of all, Erica, I'm with you. He said you got too big. And apparently he was not attracted to the whole process of the miracle. And I'm glad that the other women stuck up for him. And I'm glad Mendici didn't say anything, because that means that you stick up for her. And you know, I get what he's saying, but that's a private conversation that he's put on the weight. It's assumed that she's putting on the weight. She's the mother. Your daughter is one. And he did put on some weight, and a lot of men do. I was with one of those. But you don't really say anything about it, but then they're the ones who get all obsessed to lose it. To the point where at one point, I think Safaree was too thin. Anyway, put everything, you know what, you all get this together. I know you need a storyline to keep it going. They think that once a couple has children, then they're boring, and they're really not. Here's the thing, your daughter is one. So don't have any more kids then. Stay sexy. You know, you've done a lot, you've paid a lot, you've for your look. Safaree, you know what paying for a look is like. And so I'm sure you paid a few coins for your look. I like them. I like them individually, and I like them as a couple. And I think that Safaree is mildly money smart because he's been around a lot of money and people with money, and he's seen them have too many kids and a lot of different babies' moms, but even if you have with the same, kids are expensive. And these days, if you take really good care of your body, we're all gonna live to like 95, 100 years old, 105. You know, once we get this vaccine going here in New York, because now there's an emergency hotline with people saying, hello, everybody in my house is coughing. Can you please help me? And these are volunteers on the phone, not doctors. You know, God bless the volunteers, but they don't know what to do. Yeah, it's horrible here in New York. No, we're gonna eat outside, and we're sitting with the separation, and I've got my, I'm going home afterwards, and then I'm gonna go back out. So, you know, but I know what I'm going to wear, and, you know, hood, and, you know, the whole bit, and mask, you know, from the Masked Singer mask, and the cloth mask underneath. You know, I'll be safe. But people aren't going out. I don't know how Restaurant Week was last night. I did, to accompany my steamed burger, I did stop by Melba's because she's featuring carrot cake. Oh, now, you know I love carrot cake, especially the icing. You could mess up a carrot cake if you don't have the right icing. And I am such a fatso that when I go to Melba's, I call in the carrot cake ahead of time. Like, you call in the order, even though you know the cake is already made, because I like them to put a little extra just icing, buttercream, inside of a container for me. Well, chit-chatting my way, they like the icing as well. They don't like the carrots, but they like the icing. So after I scoop it all onto my serving, then I put some on the top of the, you know, the container and leave some inside, and they lick, and then they clean themselves. They're very clean, cleaner than a lot of people. Yeah. And so then I'm starting to get tired, and then I see a beep on my phone. It's the Norman nightly text compiled by the Bureau, but Norman is the representative. And he says, it says, Kourtney is dating the drummer from Blink 182, Travis Barker. I said, yeah, what is the big deal? This is perfect. They've been friends for years. They live in the same Calabasas community, which I forget whether it was Tamar or Kris when I went over to Kardashian's house. But one of the two families wanted to take me for a ride around the neighborhood and show me, you know, what stars live where. And I didn't want to do all of that. I was almost ready to go because I didn't want to, you know, you can know these people, but you can't, for me, it's not good business for me if I turn into one of these people, because I have to be able to, you know, talk about them when they're up to, I got to be able to, you know. It's a relationship that works for both of us. Right. So I don't know what Travis Barker looks like. I have no idea how far he is from their house, but they all get around on golf carts and nobody locks their bikes. It's really a wonderful life that they live. Anyway, yeah, you know, he does have a lot of disgusting tattoos and things like that. But I believe them as a couple. He's 43.
45.
45, even better. And, you know, she's in her 30s. She's dating an older man. 41.
Yeah.
She looks in her 30s. Dating an older man for the first time in recent history, because she's been dating 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds and stuff. And she's got those kids running around and Scott looking, and Scott likes young girls. And then they have their weird relationship together with the family, which is kind of cute. I think they'll get back together in the name of, we're through. How old are you now? 75? And how old are you now? 74? Let's just get married or live together. Let's just cut it out. Yeah. But anyway, in 2015, remember, Kim was a closet organizer, and she was organizing the closet of Kourtney. And Kourtney thought that she liked him when really Kourtney was crushing on Kim, who was bending over ever so delicately, putting things, what?
No, Travis was crushing on
Kim.
Kim, right.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Right.
And so poor Kourtney, she was left out. You know, organizing handbags and stuff, using the screwdriver to tighten them. She's another girl who has a toolkit. That's what we had in common. Me and Kim, no, with the real tools. But what I think that happened to Travis to make this a legit relationship, at least for a few months, is that he had that plane crash. And who survives a plane crash? And when he had the plane crash and he had to get so many different things done to his body and he thought he saw death, you know? And so I feel that at 45, he's really had a chance to look back and reflect on the life that he wants to live in the future. Now, yeah, he wants to always date hot girls and he still wants to be, you know, relevant and things like that. And you know, he's a drummer. I don't even know whether he can drum anymore or whether he's training or practicing. But I think that they make a great couple and I'm happy for them. That's legit. And his ex-wife, Shannon Moakler, is probably happy for him too, because I'm sure the beautiful Shannon has gone off and she's probably dating. That's his ex-wife. They had a reality show for a moment that was only on for a moment. But good for everybody. Good for us.